Hey guys! Let's see if this works this time. How are you doing? My name is Witchy Cupcake, and I've been having some technical difficulties, but I think we may have solved them now. I had to change a few settings in the streaming software, so hopefully now we don't drop frames, or at least as many frames. Let me tell you a little bit of an update on everything that's been going on. One of the things that has happened is that I had a crazy neighbor who tried to kill me by putting nails in my tires due to a noise complaint that we made in our previous apartment complex. Kind of summarizing the situation, he had loud music after quiet hours, in fact, a lot after. And even though I'm fully aware that, like, our apartment complex's walls were pretty thin, you could hear a lot of things, this was so loud that it was shaking our apartment, and so we called it in, which, I mean, let's be honest, I didn't even have to probably wait for it to shake my apartment because the rules are the rules, and sometimes I feel like people who follow the rules have to justify themselves to not seem like going to the other side, like being entitled, complaining about everything. And then we get this weird dynamic where people who don't follow the rules come off almost as like victims. We didn't have any ill will or anything against this neighbor personally, but he was not following the rules and we were not being able to sleep, and therefore it was affecting our physical and mental health. So we put in a complaint, and then the next day he retaliated by trying to murder us. Excuse me. And he basically put nails in 3 of our tires. We also believe that he tried to put one in the 4th, but it, like, when the car was going out, it didn't go in, and therefore there were 3. We almost got onto the highway, which could have meant that they could have exploded, and obviously we could have gotten hurt. But because of that whole situation, a series of events unfolded where we had to move, and we really didn't have the means to do so, but we kind of just had to figure it out, even if we're gonna be like in debt or anything like that, because I was not gonna wait until this crazy person tried to do something even worse to us. So luckily, we were able to find an apartment pretty quickly after that, and that's this new place. I hope you guys like it. It is actually about double the size of our last one, so that's good. It's only a little bit more expensive, so it really pays off, and I'm really happy about it. Of course, you know, it was crazy because I had to basically orchestrate a move in like 3 days. The last day we worked all night packing up stuff, and it was just a lot of work. But we made it, and then afterwards we still had like a week or so to go back and clean the old apartment, but also there were some things that we couldn't pack in time, so we had to do several car trips to bring the things over. But thankfully, that has kind of ended now. The move was successful. Of course, there were several bumps in the way, but I'm really, really grateful that it turned out quite well. And as you can see, I'm already very inspired by the fall/autumn season, and also what's coming up, Halloween, my favorite holiday, along with, you know, just the changes in weather and the beautiful colors that come with the season. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys like the decoration. Like, obviously in the bookcase or bookshelf behind me, we are gonna eventually put our books back up, but for now I just put a few decorations because all of our books are boxed up, and I'm trying to, you know, get my stuff together. There's so much more to tell you guys. I don't even remember that much. I'm a little bit shook. Going back, it was pretty scary. Like, the neighbor had an eye out on us, and there was one point where we always had to have someone looking out for the car in case he wanted to damage it again, although we were taking my parents' car instead of ours. Let's say one person was in the car and 2 people were upstairs cleaning and packing the last things, and it was kind of difficult to navigate that, but it was fine in the end. But yeah, at one moment he like left his apartment and walked to the dumpster, which was like passing me that I was in the car. But like he didn't have anything to throw in the dumpster. He had like a bottle. Like if you just have a bottle to throw out, you're probably just gonna throw it out in your house's trash. He just basically wanted to see what I was doing in the car, and I just like started filming on my phone just in case, you know, if he approached me or tried anything weird or aggressive. Also with the movers, it was kind of funny because we hired these movers because I have absolutely no conditions to do a move myself. When I was younger, I did a lot of moves. I helped a lot of people move, but nowadays I can't. Like, I don't have the physical strength or anything like that. And so we hired these movers, right? And it was pretty cool because it's a company that they're kind of like a charity. So it's like a course that they have. From what I understood, it's like a 2-year course where they take in like people who have had a troubled past, whether it's homelessness, problems with addiction, incarceration, and they take those people and they give them an opportunity to learn new behaviors and values, and they end up doing the move because a part of their like recovery is learning like hard work and being responsible. It was a group of 4 young men, and they did a really good job overall. There were a few things that could have been a little bit better. For example, I had labeled lots of boxes like fragile, top load only, and stuff like that, and I realized that they just put him under a bunch of other things, but thankfully nothing was broken. Other than that, they did do a really good job. Like when they put things in the truck and everything, they did it with a lot of care, and they didn't like throw anything. So that was pretty good. The only thing is that like when they arrived to our place, I said, okay guys, like, you know, welcome to my house, this is what we're gonna do, because like they ask you an overview, and then I said, hey, there's something really important, okay? So we have this crazy neighbor, this is why we are moving, so please try not to say out loud like where we're going, what our new address is, anything like that. And of course, if anyone approaches you, like don't answer them about our personal information. These are the people that are with me, like me, the Muffin Wizard, my parents. So please don't do that, okay? And they were like, okay, we got you. And then at the end, they totally forgot about that. And one of the guys, the main guy, was talking to the Muffin Wizard. Shout out to you there in the chat. And he was like, oh, so by the way, your new address is blah, 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 right? And like, he was saying it really loudly outside where everyone could hear. And the Muffin Wizard was like, shh, like, oh no, please don't continue speaking. And like, the guy didn't get the cue, and he just continued and basically spilled all the tea for everyone to hear. Of course, that made me even more paranoid, but I hope that like nothing too bad came from that. And yeah, but you did try to hush him. And I hope no one was listening at that time, because obviously someone would have had to have been like, whoop, right, to write it down or whatever. Because if someone just says a random address out of nowhere, you're not going to remember it. But yeah, it was a little bit scary because you never know with these people. Especially because after the whole incident, we did submit a police report, and they probably got contacted by the police, and it was a whole thing. And by the way, our office management from the old apartment did not help us at all. Technically, they're trying to work with us now to find a new tenant, but if they don't, they said that we need to pay for everything, which I understand. It is a contract, like, we did sign a lease, and that's fair. But at the same time, I feel like when someone not only damages your property, but like makes a threat to your person, like, I think that should be fair to like break the lease, maybe pay for an extra month for like a 30 days notice or something. But yeah, they're not doing that. So if if you're listening to this, send me some good vibes, and let's hope that they find a new tenant soon so I don't continue to pay, because honestly, we can't. And we don't want them to lose out on someone paying rent, and we don't want to lose out on money that we don't even have, and therefore it will just affect our credit because we won't be able to pay it, and so on and so forth. But that being said, he did say that 2-bedroom apartments, because it was a 2-bedroom, although it was super tiny, that those are renting out really fast. So I hope at least that's an indication of that. So we'll see. But I feel like that's what's been happening. Funnily enough, like the first, my hair is kind of poofy, as always. I feel like the first few days that we were here, everything was quite normal, and I was like, it's really nice to be in a peaceful place. I hadn't heard any like crazy people or music or anything like that. Which, by the way, if there's music, I'm okay with it. Is if there's loud music during the day, I mean, sure, there's a level of respect that people should just have living in community, but that being said, you can kind of work with it. I usually have my headphones in, so that's kind of how I try to distract myself from that. But the main problem was that like we couldn't sleep at night, which is really disrespectful. But it was really fine here. And then one day, like craziness started happening, right? So the upstairs people, who I don't know who they are, they were just like for a whole night and a whole day running around nonstop, like someone was stomping like pom pom pom, like walking like that very heavily, and then I would hear things like banging and like dishes clattering, and is that how you say it? Just everything making lots of noise and continuously throughout a whole night and a whole day. So I was like, what is going on here? We're kind of assuming that maybe they were moving as well. So if they were moving, then they were probably, just like in our situation, working overnight and like making boxes and carrying things from here to there and just, stomping around because they were carrying heavy things. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but we think that's what may have happened. And then for a few days, there was like some things here and there, but that's mostly normal. So I hope that was the case, and they're not going to be just running around like crazy all day and all night. So yeah, overall, I think it's good. I would say everything about this apartment is a little bit better. Obviously, space-wise, which is really helpful because one of the reasons why the other house was so disorganized is because we didn't have anywhere to put our stuff. So space-wise, it's working quite well, and the only thing is that like the faucets and the piping system, that's like I would say a little bit worse. But honestly, I'll take it to live in peace and stuff. Yeah, so that is what has been happening with the whole moving situation. So thanks if you were concerned about me. We're definitely a lot safer now, and we don't need to go back to the old apartment anymore. I hope things work out well. And yeah, also let me know what you guys think about the decoration. Is it too much? Did I go fall crazy? Or is it good enough? I have a lot of exciting things I want to do in September and in October, mainly because obviously spooky season. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and until next time, bye!